As we are getting ready for the upcoming diversity visa lottery, there is one important question I want you to know if you can be able to do this or not. The question on the comments, the question I've received on the DMs, the question people want to know: can you increase your chances of winning diversity visa lottery? Is there any way you can increase your chances of winning diversity visa lottery? The upcoming diversity visa lottery is in the month of October. In most cases, the application starts on the first week, or rather the first 10 days of October until the first 10 days of the month of November. But the actual dates usually are announced between the middle of September, between 15th to 20th of September. They announce the actual dates of the diversity visa lottery. But many people who want to apply usually want to find out, can they increase the chances of winning? Or is just a fair and square game where each and everyone will be treated the same? Welcome everyone. If today is your first time to come across here, this is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, EBM himself, and welcome to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/EBMSCHOLARS. Two things before we continue. I would like to ask you to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And the second thing I would like you to do for me is to take this video, to post on your Facebook, to share on your Instagram, to share this video to your colleagues in various social media, Twitter, also include to send in WhatsApp groups. That will help me tremendously. So let's go to answer this question. So the answer to, is there any way, or can you increase your chances of applying and winning the diversity visa lottery? The answer is yes and no. There is aspect of yes, there is aspect of no. Let me start with the aspect of yes. Under what circumstances someone can increase the chances? And under what circumstances an applicant cannot increase the chances? Let me go and be clear. Don't try to do multiple application on yourself as a main applicant thinking that you are increasing your chances. Unlike any other types of lotteries, when you go to other lotteries, in order to increase the chances, you have to buy multiple tickets. So if you go to the Mega Lotto, kind of that, you go and purchase a ticket. If you buy one, you have one chance. If you purchase 10, you have 10 chances. So those are the ways how you can increase your chances in other lotteries. Unfortunately, in the diversity visa lottery, the application, each individual, as many applicant, listen very careful, each individual, as many applicant, has one application. If you do the second application, that is going to be considered as duplicate application. Meaning, even if you have any mistake you have put in the application, whether you made a mistake on your spelling of your name, date of birth, whatever mistake you have done, don't go ahead and try to do another application, because it will be detected as a duplicate application. The good thing is, or the good news is, nowadays, from the previous DV lottery to this one and upcoming one, when you are going to fill the form, if you have already done the same application, it will tell you already your information has been stored in the system. So if you go ahead to apply, that will be considered as a duplicate application. So they are going to warn you. And what does the word duplicate application mean? The word duplicate application means you are automatically getting a punch, you are automatically going to be removed from the pool of selection. But previously, in the old DV lottery applications, there was no such warning. So if you make a mistake and you go ahead and apply again, they let you apply and they're going to eliminate you. So that is not the way of increasing your chances. That is the way to be punched out. That is a way of getting a technical knockout. So by increasing the chance, number one way of increasing the chance is avoiding any mistake, because the DV lottery has the main 2 or 3 processes. The first process, obviously, you do application. That is the application. But in order, after finishing the application, at one time, I do not know when, don't ask me whether it will be in the month of December or January, whatever, they are going to separate the people who applied for the DV lottery, the one who meet the requirements. And I'll tell you by requirements, what do they mean? Here, they don't mean that you can be given the visa. No, the requirements of the application and those people who don't meet the requirements. Let me give you an example. So if you don't meet the requirements, you are going to be eliminated right away. So you are not going to the phase. So the first phase is just like a first filter. The filter that these people didn't follow the instructions. They're going to eliminate you right away. There are certain instructions they cannot be able to do at that time. Some of the instructions will be able to be applicable when you go to the visa interview. So the instructions or the items which will make you not going to the phase to pass through the filter where you are supposed to go to that filter to be among the group now people who are eligible to be selected. If in order to pass that filter, there are some of the things you have to avoid. I'm giving an example. If you are going to take a green card lottery photo wearing the glasses, you are going to be eliminated right away, no discussion. From 2018 forward, you are not allowed to wear glasses if you are applying for the diversity visa lottery, or if you are applying for the US visa, you are not allowed to wear glasses. Wearing the glasses is the automatic technical knockout. You are going to be eliminated. You will not pass the filter to go into the pool, people who will be eligible to be into that machine of randomly selection. If you take a photo, background is not white. If your background is gray, your background is blue, your background is red, you are technically knockout. Most of these are related to the photos. So the photo of the diversity visa lottery is very, very important because you can be eliminated. The photo is supposed to be a portrait. You look forward, direct the eyes to the lens. If you take a photo looking this way, sideways, you are eliminated. If you take the photo, is a correct everything, but you are not uploading this way, you upload the photo is turning sideways, that photo is not eligible, you are eliminated. If you use the previous year's application photo, but I've seen people apply, they won, and I used it for my nephew, but the instruction is clear. Don't use the last year's application's photo. You'll be rejected or you'll be eliminated from the lottery. That is another example of why you need to make sure that you pass the first filter. On this particular first filter, they are not going to check about your education. They don't care, because you can have primary school education, but you have experience of being the best boxer in the world or to be the best basketball in the world. Just like LeBron James is just high school education, but is the best in the world at the moment. Or just like like other professionals, Mayweather even doesn't know how to read. But with his experience, if with the DV lottery, if let's say Mayweather was not a boxer and is not a US citizen, if let's say he's a boxer from another country, obviously Mayweather could be winning and getting based on the experience. So on the application, so don't say I didn't win because I have primary education, while the other person won because maybe has a bachelor degree. No. On the selection, they don't care about your work experience, your education. There is no work experience in the lottery application. So you have to pass the first filter. And the first filter is primarily based on the diversity visa lottery photo. That's the biggest one. The other filter will be small. Maybe you are applying from a country which is not eligible. let's say country A is not eligible, and you are born from that particular country, obviously you will not be able to win. They will eliminate you. Unless otherwise you are born from a country which is not eligible, but your spouse is from another country, you are applying basing on the eligibility of another country, maybe with your spouse in other situations. So that is something. So one way of increasing your chance is to make a correct application, because incorrect application is taking away even that single chance you had is going to be eliminated. And again, I'm going to remind you again, don't do a duplicate application. Don't do a second application thinking that is the way of increasing your chance. So what is other ways of increasing the chances of applying for the diversity visa lottery, apart from doing the correct? Because if you do the correct application, you will pass it through the filter and you will be having one application chance of winning the diversity visa lottery. So other ways, if you are married, you have two chances, but you have to listen very, very careful on this one. It doesn't mean that the US government prefers people who are married. No, that is not the reason. You are only going to increase the chance if you are married, and at the time of application, you as the husband has a passport. You apply as a main applicant. You say you are married to person A, and the person A, who is your spouse, has also a passport. Apart from being included in your application, is going to put her own application. If your spouse, the wife, is going to put that I'm married to Mr. A or Mr. B. So the husband applies as a main applicant, is going to put the wife and the children, and the wife is going to apply, if the wife has the passport, is going to also to apply as a main applicant. Remember, at the first application, if the husband applies, is going to include the wife. There is no requirement of the passport. The requirement of the passport for a passport number is only required when the spouse, the wife, also wants to apply as the main applicant. At that time, you will be required to bring the passport photo. You need to have the passport photo. So in that particular sense, you will be having two chances of winning diversity visa lottery. Two chances. The first chance is yourself as the main applicant, and the second chance is your spouse. But if you are married and you are only the one applying, your spouse doesn't apply, you are just as good as a single person, because you will be still having one chance. So just by being married doesn't give you the chance or extra chances. It only gives you extra chance to increase the chance if you are married and your spouse is going to be applying as a main applicant. That is allowed. So that is one of the another way of increasing the chances. But don't go ahead and put your fiancé, don't go ahead and put your boyfriend or your girlfriend that you are married. Don't do that. You are going to put married if you are married. Even if you are planning to get married tomorrow, you are not married yet. If the day you are applying, are you married? If yes, you can go ahead and put that. That is the second way of increasing the chances of applying and winning the diversity visa lottery. Another way of increasing chances. So, let's say you are Muslim, or you are coming from a country where the constitution allows you, or the culture allows you, or the religion allows you to have more than one spouse. You have 2 wives, you have 3 wives, you have 4 wives. You as a main applicant, you as the husband, you are not going to apply application 1, married to Aisha, application 2, married to Amina, application 3, married to so and so, application 4. No, you don't do that. What you do 1 application and 1 spouse. In the United States, there is no polygamy. So when you go to the aspect of marital status, if you say you are married, automatically there will be one spot to fill. Different from when you say you have children. When you have 10 children, 10 spaces will be able to open so that you can be able to add them. When you say you have one child, it will happen on one spot to fill. If you have say 2 children, 2 spots. But if you say you are married, by default it will be one area to fill. I was reading some of the instruction that if you have 3 wives, you have to put the first wife, I think. But no matter what, you have to put one of your wives in the application. But those your wives, the wives, each one, if they have passport, they can apply on their own as many applicants and put, yeah, you are the husband. So if you have 4 wives and all those 4 wives, they have passport, can apply individually and they are married to you, which is true. But don't go ahead and tell 3 of your friends who are females, tell them to put you as a husband. No, don't do that. That is not acceptable. What you need to do, because you will be told if they win, they will be showing proof that you are married. That means you are married on the day of application, you are already married. Show the evidences. Even if it's a traditional marriage, show the evidence you have. So that is another way of increasing the chance. But another way of increasing the chance, the 4th way, or number 4, this will be able to be applicable to the children. And this I'm going to, in children, they have 2 categories. The first one, let's say you have a biological child. Or if just, no matter, you are all children. If a child, let's say, is 18 years old, 17, 18, 19, because in the application of the DV lottery, if you say you are going to include your child, the child must be unmarried and under the age of 21. That's what it's supposed to be. So, if the child is supposed to be unmarried under the age of 21, let's say the child is 18, 19, you apply yourself as a main applicant, as a father. You are married to person A. Your child is 19, you put the information of the child. Make sure your child also has the passport. The child, despite being included in the application, that means if the husband applies, if the father applies, including the mother and the child, if the father wins, is coming with the mother, who is the spouse, and the child. Then the mother, who is the spouse, who is the wife, is going to apply as a main applicant. That is the second part. Is going to put, is having a child, and the child is 19 or 20. That is the child. So if the mother wins, the child comes. So by default, the child will have 2 chances up to that moment. But that child, let's say, is 19 years old. Make sure your child also has a passport. If that child has a passport, we'll go ahead and apply. So the child will be having the 3rd chance of applying and winning the DV lottery. But remember, there is no age limit for that child to apply as a main applicant. Though we usually say the proper age or the good age is at least 17. Because if the child wants to apply as a main applicant, if the child wins, has to prove that has a high school education or has 2 years of work experience. And most of the time, you have to be at least 18 to have one of those 2. So that's why I say if your child is 17, 18, is in high school, despite being included in your application, allow your child also to apply as a main applicant. And in that particular situation, make sure that your child also has a passport. That is a 4th way of applying and increase the chance. But that will be applicable to increase the chance for your child. So the child will have 3 chances. The chance from the father, if the father is the main applicant, the chance from the mother, if the mother is the main applicant, and the another information or another chance is when the child applies on himself or herself, if the child is at least 17 or 18 in his high school or 2 years of work experience. Another 5th way of increasing the chance, but this also goes to the children. Assume that child, you are married to a person, that person has a child. So that child is your stepchild. So I'm married to a person. that woman has a child is 19 years old. Let's assume that way. So I'll apply, and I'm going to include my stepchild, my stepson, my stepdaughter. You are going to add that child. The mother, biological mother, is going to add that child if the mother is going to apply. And the child is going to apply again if he's 17, 18, 19, 20. So the child will have 3 chances. But that child, because he's my stepchild, that child has a biological father. Let's say the biological father wants to apply for the DV lottery. The biological father will apply as a main applicant and add that child. So the child will have the 4th chance. And that biological father is married to someone. If he's married to that woman is a stepmother of that child. That stepmother can apply also and include the stepson. That will be 5th chance of winning the DV lottery. So if you want your child to win and the child is 18, 17, 18, 19, and both of you, husband or the biological father and the biological mother, but you don't live together and you are married to different people, let the other people apply and let you also apply, and you can increase the chance for your child to win the DV lottery. So that is another way of increasing the chance, which is allowed by instructions to do that. Remember, I'm going to remind you, by increasing the chance, it doesn't mean that go ahead and apply more than once. No. You have to follow the proper ways of applying and winning the diversity visa lottery based on the instructions. Not trying to trick the system by applying, by changing the name. Don't try to go and sneak, like my name is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, you put the first name that way, then you are going to put Boniface Ernest Makulilo, another name. Remember, there is a facial recognition. That's number 1. Number 2, they have your passport number. You have 1 passport. I don't think you have 2 passports. So the Department of State has a software to detect any way someone trying to tamper or to duplicate or to trick the system. It's a very sophisticated way. So don't try, because you'll be in trouble. You'll be eliminated right away before you go to the 2nd stage of selection process. So those are some of the ways you can be able to increase the chance. There is no a trick, because I can make another video, like people were trying to say, can I trick the system? Go maybe apply at midnight, that is the guarantee of winning. Or if I use the computer, which is at the last corner, I'm going to win. No. Only God is the one can give you that chance. So your job is to apply properly, follow all the steps, and leave everything to God. That's what you need to do. And that is what I'm trying to explain to you. So, yes, you can increase the chance if you follow those steps, and especially for the married people. And even if you are unmarried, just by applying correctly, you have put your chance, secure your 1 chance to be competitive like any other person. But the answer again, can you increase the chance? Is there any way of increase the chance? The answer is no, by meaning don't do the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th application of your own or yourself, thinking that you are going to add chances by applying more and more. Whatever mistake you have done, there is no way to correct the mistake. You have done the mistake, let it go. The application has been recorded. As long as you applied and it says success, your application is completed and this is your case number, this is the confirmation number, game over. You cannot go back and try to change anything. So, thank you so much, each and everyone. Remember to share the video. Remember to subscribe. Remember to make sure that you do the application in a very correct way. Again, this is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, EBM, and this is EBM Scholars channel.